Hello, my name is Darren, and we are members of something called the International Business Structuring Association, or IBSA. Essentially, it's a network of professionals that serve clients, private clients, so families that are exposed to multiple jurisdictions and they're running businesses, entrepreneurs. So it's not just restricted to tax, even though we're going to talk about tax. It'll be like investment migration, IP lawyers, insolvency, just anything to do with what the family will go through as they cross borders. And with that, I'd like to introduce you to the panel. Jose, you're going to start from your side and introduce yourself.
Thanks everyone to join this, and thanks Darren and Skipper 80 also for our participation. I'm a tax partner in Squire Patton Boggs, based in the Madrid office. I do international tax, even though I could sound partly American. It's my mom's American, my dad's Spanish, and I'm actually probably the only one not talking about U.S. taxes here, but some of the additions around that, which is always great to hear. Everyone living outside of the UAE, like myself, is excited to come to a place where Texas is a friendly environment for Texas. So you got to stay away of our tax network around how the trends, the difficulties around kind of keeping the taxes low, and especially with the U.S. citizens. So happy to be here and try to contribute to this discussion.
My name is Jimmy Sexton. I'm the founder and CEO of Esquire Group. We provide international tax and wealth planning services to affluent multinational families and help them minimize their taxes and pass their wealth to the next generation in a tax efficient, organized manner.
My name is Vince Trong. I'm based here in Gate West with a company called GSB Capital. I'm from California. I'm an American CFP, so I do financial planning, financial modeling, asset management for clients, and I've been here 16 years now.
Sticking with the theme of this sort of almost non-dom regimes that we've seen changing over time, being obviously you mentioned Italy's a big one. The flat tax rate is quite popular. A couple of months ago, there was talk about the US themselves considering a potential non-dom type buy-in for $5 million, whereby non-citizens can buy citizenship and then have their external or foreign assets excluded. And I just wanted to know, are there any updates to that?
Well, I think that's part of the problem, right? Is because what they actually announced was you can buy a citizenship or a green card or whatever for $5 million. The issue was they never addressed the tax thing at all. This is something that came out in sort of commentary to it on LinkedIn and in articles and stuff like that, where people were basically saying like, yeah, but who's going to pay $5 million for U.S. citizenship and then pay taxes on the worldwide income, right? Like nobody's going to do that. So the short answer is no, nothing has progressed on this, because I mean, I feel like I would have had a lot more hope that something like this could happen if, you know, they would have moved to a territorial-based tax regime as they were talking about doing. I think that would have shown sort of a trend that they might be interested in doing a non-dom thing. But until they, you know, they're going to have to pass a tax law along with that in order to make it attractive to anybody, because, you know, paying $5 million to pay taxes on all my income.
Would the general US public even accept almost like a two-tier system, where some people are paying tax on a worldwide basis and others aren't?
Look, I think if the U.S. were to go about doing this, right, I mean, I think they would sell it as, you know, listen, we're getting $5 million from all these people to come here, they're spending money in our country, all of this, you know, they're paying taxes on the income they earn here. I think they could sell it to the U.S. public, and I think in large part because the U.S. probably isn't paying that much attention to the details. It's probably going to pay attention to what's the positives of it all.
And as you point out, I mean, I know there's that trend, but you said it's an easy sell, and I totally see Trump saying attracting the rich is attracting jobs, investments, right? So I do think, and that's how they saw that they proved it, telling one, right? Why would you want rich people coming to and not paying taxes, right? I mean, so there's limitations around that, but there's benefits around that. I think that they could have, and especially Trump being competitive with other regimes that are being used. I've had a lot of U.S. citizens look at, like now in a week, that's why I was totally in favor with Vincen's, don't look at this politically. You have to look at it financially or / tax-wise, because don't let your own feelings kind of get you in between the decisions, right?
But just to add to that, it's not completely without any precedent, because you have popular visas like the L1 intercompany transfers and the E2 treaty visas, which are popular with Europeans. And once that immigrant into the US counts their days that they don't trigger substantial presence, they would not be taxing the worldwide income typically. So it does exist right now, with some of the present available options. Jim, you got a comment?
No, I was just gonna add, I mean, you have it on the gift and estate tax side with the green card holders too, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you have a green card holder that's not domiciled, they're still gonna be paying tax on worldwide income, but they're not gonna be subject to the gift or estate tax rules on their non-US situs assets.